Donald J. Trump arrived on the political scene like a thunderbolt. He was not a creature of Washington. He was an outsider, a businessman, a name brand. His 2016 victory stunned the world. No one in the established political class truly saw it coming. They had their models, their polls, their certainties. Trump shattered them all. He did not play by the old rules. He demonstrated that a new game was afoot, and he was the one setting its parameters. His background in real estate and entertainment, not dusty political chambers, became his unexpected, formidable weapon. He spoke a language that resonated with millions. These were people who felt ignored, condescended to by the coastal elites. Trump understood their anger, their desire for something different. He promised to shake the foundations of a system many felt was rigged against them. His rise was a direct confrontation with the political establishment, a challenge they could not ignore nor easily counter. He didn't need their endorsements, their think tanks, or their carefully crafted talking points. He had his own direct line to the people, and that line was electrified with raw, unfiltered sentiment. The comeback in the 2024 election was, in many ways, even more remarkable. After the turmoil of his first term and the subsequent years, many pundits had confidently written his political obituary. Yet he returned, defying all predictions of his demise. This victory was a testament to an iron will and an almost mystical connection with his base. It reaffirmed that his brand of politics was not a fleeting phenomenon but a durable force in American life. He proved once again that his instincts often outmatched the calculated strategies of his opponents, leaving them to analyze their missteps. His leadership style was and remains sui generis. He is inherently disruptive, a natural-born challenger of the status quo. He questioned established protocols, long-standing alliances, and the very machinery of government. This made traditionalists deeply uneasy, even fearful. But it also forced a necessary re-examination of ossified practices. He was unafraid of controversy. Indeed, he often seemed to court it, using the ensuing media frenzy to his advantage, keeping his agenda and his persona at the center of every national conversation. He was a constant presence, impossible to ignore. No politician in modern history has understood the media landscape quite like Donald Trump. He grasped its rhythms, its appetites, its vulnerabilities. He knew how to seize the spotlight and hold it. His use of Twitter, which later evolved into his platform on Truth Social, was revolutionary. He bypassed the traditional media filter, speaking directly to his followers and, by extension, the entire world. His rallies were not just political gatherings, they were media events, carefully orchestrated to project strength and enthusiasm, ensuring endless coverage. He effectively became his own news network. His communication strategy was deceptively simple, yet devastatingly effective. He coined memorable, often brutal nicknames for his opponents. Slogans like "Make America Great Again" were concise, powerful, and deeply resonant. He understood the power of repetition, driving his key messages home until they became ingrained in the public consciousness. He transformed political discourse, making it more confrontational, more entertaining, and, for his rivals, far more dangerous. He was a master brander, and his most successful brand was himself, the ultimate political disruptor. Even now, in May 2025, his ability to command attention through platforms like Truth Social remains potent. Consider his recent posts accusing various celebrities of being illegally compensated for endorsements during Kamala Harris's 2024 campaign. While figures like Bono, an Irish citizen, were quickly shown to be uninvolved in U.S. election endorsements, the allegations themselves ignited a firestorm of discussion and media coverage. This tactic keeps his adversaries off balance and ensures he continues to shape the narrative, regardless of the veracity of every claim. He dictates the terms of engagement. He consistently outmaneuvered seasoned politicians because he refused to play their conventional game. His unpredictability was a strategic asset. Opponents struggled to anticipate his moves, to counter his attacks. They were often caught flat-footed, reacting to his agenda rather than advancing their own. They underestimated the depth of his connection with a significant segment of the electorate. They failed to grasp that he was not just a candidate, but the leader of a movement that was fundamentally reshaping the American political terrain before their very eyes. Donald Trump's presidency was defined by decisive, often controversial action. He had promised to be a president who got things done, and he set about fulfilling that promise with characteristic energy. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 was a cornerstone of his first term's domestic policy. It represented one of the most significant overhauls of the U.S. tax code in decades. The aim was clear: to stimulate economic growth by reducing the tax burden on businesses and individuals. Supporters hailed it as a triumph for American enterprise and workers. In foreign policy, Trump was equally prepared to discard orthodoxy. He challenged existing alliances and demanded new terms of engagement with the world. A signal achievement was the Abraham Accords. These historic agreements normalized relations between Israel and several Arab nations, including the UAE, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco. It was a diplomatic breakthrough that had eluded presidents for generations. It demonstrated his willingness to pursue unconventional paths to achieve peace and reorder long-standing geopolitical alignments in the Middle East, a region fraught with complex histories. Upon his return to the White House following the 2024 election, Trump swiftly moved to address what he viewed as governmental bloat and inefficiency. He announced the creation of a new entity, the Department of Government Efficiency, tellingly abbreviated as DOGE. To spearhead this ambitious initiative, he appointed Elon Musk, another figure known for disruption and a disdain for bureaucratic inertia. The mandate given to Musk was sweeping: to identify and implement substantial reductions in federal spending and to streamline the federal workforce, a task many saw as Herculean. DOGE, with Musk at its helm, embarked on an aggressive campaign to shrink the size and scope of government. The department targeted major agencies like the Internal Revenue Service and the Department of Health and Human Services for downsizing. There were even proposals to shutter entire agencies, such as the U.S. Agency for International Development. Tens of thousands of government contracts and grants came under scrutiny. While DOGE claimed impressive savings, reportedly around $170 billion, subsequent analysis suggested some of these figures may have been overly optimistic or based on flawed calculations. Nevertheless, the intent was unmistakable. The resilience of Donald Trump is perhaps one of his most defining characteristics. He has faced an unprecedented barrage of criticism, investigations, and political attacks throughout his career. Lesser figures would have crumbled under such pressure. Yet, Trump has not only endured but often seemed to draw strength from the opposition. His supporters view him as a tenacious fighter, someone who refuses to be broken by the establishment forces arrayed against him. This perception of unwavering strength has forged an incredibly deep and loyal bond with his base. Many Americans credit Trump with fostering an environment of economic revitalization. During his first term, his administration pointed to robust job growth, low unemployment rates, particularly for minority groups, and a renewed focus on American manufacturing. His America First economic policies, including the renegotiation of trade deals and the imposition of tariffs, were designed to protect and promote domestic industries. He promised to bring jobs back to America, and for many of his supporters, he delivered on that promise, challenging the prevailing winds of globalization that they felt had left them behind. His 2024 election victory was a watershed moment, powerfully underscored by the substantial backing of influential figures like Elon Musk. Musk's contribution of at least $250 million to pro-Trump efforts, along with his active campaigning, played a significant role. Trump's subsequent appointment of Musk to head the Department of Government Efficiency further highlighted his strategy of enlisting powerful, non-traditional allies to enact his agenda. Even though Musk announced in May 2025 a decision to curtail his future political spending, citing a feeling of having done enough, his massive financial and public support in 2024 was undeniably pivotal. Donald J. Trump has irrevocably altered the landscape of the 21st century. His influence on American politics and indeed global discourse is undeniable and will be dissected for decades. He demonstrated that a complete political outsider, leveraging media savvy and a direct connection with a disaffected populace, could ascend to the world's most powerful office. He fundamentally changed how political campaigns are waged and how leaders communicate. He reshaped the Republican Party in his own image. Agree or disagree with his methods or his policies, his unparalleled impact makes him a truly transformative figure, arguably the brain of this turbulent century.